Right, come on, let's start. What is going on, guys? My name is Carl. I'm a part-time teacher at a local college, and I teach graphic design. Today's video, I thought I'd show me face and get me voice in so you can kind of recognise a face with the videos rather than just hearing that squeaky little voice over the tutorials. And today's video is basically just going to be talking about the pros and cons of going to design school or college or university or anything like that. A few YouTubers have done videos very similar to this, but the difference between a lot of those people, they either didn't go to university or they went to university quite a few years ago. I graduated in the summer just gone at UCLan, which is the University of Central Lancashire. I graduated with a BA Honours in graphic design. I've had a couple of placements, mainly short ones at design studios, software companies, things like that. But now I'm a teacher at St Helens College and I teach my students graphic design and game art also. So the main differences between going to university and not going to university is pretty simple when you look at it like a small way. So I'm going to describe it the way that it was for me, and I've also got a couple of questions from you guys that I've asked on Discord and things like that. See, the thing is, before I went to university, I didn't enjoy graphic design. I liked making a couple things on Photoshop, giving people funny faces, putting me on the moon or something like that, but I never took it seriously. And after high school, when I started to develop my skills a bit more, I decided to go to college. The college that I'm teaching at now, actually, to do interactive media, it was called. It focused on 3D and 2D design, but a lot of it was video editing and using Cinema 4D, things like that. So it was a very broad subject. So yeah, when I first went to university, I didn't go to love graphic design, because I didn't, to be fair. I went, in my mind, I know this is going to sound stupid, I went for nights out, parties, beer, and the occasional girl, but that never paid off whatsoever. A lot of people go to university just for the social outlet. Like, you can find any random girl, random guy, bit of both. But it also depends on the university that you go to. Some universities don't even offer a graphic design course, and some specialise in it. Like in America, they have specific design schools, whereas in the UK, we mainly have universities that focus on certain elements of design. So essentially, when I first went to university, I didn't fall in love with graphic design. I didn't really want to learn typography or anything like that. I mean, I watched a 2-hour film on Helvetica, and that was when I decided it wasn't for me. But during university, there was a specific moment that happened during first year when I just thought, yes, this is my time. I love design. Because during high school and college, I couldn't stand it. I hated the thought of education. I hated school. I hated college. But the second I went to university, everything changed. University taught me one thing that college and high school didn't, and it was discipline. I hated the fact of learning, and a couple of my friends love learning, and that's the subject that I'm going to get into next. I don't know what happened. I don't know when exactly it happened, but there was a certain point that my mind just completely changed. Now, the way to divide yourself from other people if you want to go to university is to ask yourself this: do you like learning? Because I didn't like learning at university whatsoever. So university taught me discipline, to understand what graphic design is. And I didn't know a single thing until I went to university. We had lectures on taste and the Bauhaus movement and all that jazz. One of my friends on YouTube here, his name's Will Paterson. He didn't go to design school, but as you can see, he's very good at what he does, and he's made a living out of what he does. But the one thing that Will has that I didn't is discipline. Like, he loves to learn. He said that to me himself. I didn't have that, which was the reason I needed to go to university. I didn't have the emotional drive to start graphic design. I just made a couple GFX things on Photoshop for gaming clans on YouTube, and it escalated from there. Another reason I went to university is, if I wanted a job in design or anything like that, I'm not sure if this applies for America, but a lot of jobs here in the UK will not even look at your portfolio unless you have a degree or a BA next to your name saying that you've went to university. Now, a lot of people think that's really, really unfair. Like, why should you fork out thousands and thousands of pounds worth of debt just to get a job? But it's not that. The reason they do it is simply because if you can put in all of this money and 3 or maybe 4 years of your time into a subject that you love, it shows dedication and determination. It's not about having that letter next to your name. It's the fact if you, well, as I said, if you're willing to pay all that money and go through all that stress and go through all that debt and all that time spent and pass, it shows that you're very, I wouldn't say good, because obviously talent levels vary depending on who graduates. I know there's a lot of people in my class that were considerably better than me, and a lot of them don't have jobs yet. A few people that graduated from my course came out with the highest mark you could. They still don't have a job in design. They do freelance work. Why? Because it's probably easier. It's easier to find a freelance client, in my opinion. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, you've seen this video a bunch of times by different people, and yeah, there's a channel called The Future, which do this kind of thing very, very well. They've got a production team, things like that, and everything is presented professionally. I'm just a little lad in England making YouTube videos. But what they talk about is the business of design, and a lot of the people that work there are very, very experienced in what they do. They know what they're on about. The Future, well, the brand isn't called The Future, they're called Blind, but they could literally click their fingers and they'll have a job right there because they are that good. They've made a name for themselves. A lot of the people that work there went to design school. Not everyone, granted, but a lot of the people that went there went to design school because, as I said, it shows determination. Someone asked me on Discord to answer a question for him, so my biggest takeaway from university is probably what I mentioned at the start: discipline. Like I said, if I wouldn't have went to university, I probably wouldn't be doing graphic design right now or freelance work. I would probably be stuck in a retail job, because that's what I've always done. Up until I went to university, I loved retail. I worked for a company called Sex for a while. It's really not what you think. It's a game store, okay? It's like GameStop, that kind of thing. I've worked with big companies such as Argos. I'm not sure if that's big in USA or even if it is there, but it's big in the UK. A lot of single mothers get their presents from there. But yeah, as I was talking about the future, I don't have any subscribers. I have about 50 right now, which is pretty good considering I've done 3 videos. But I will leave a link in the description to go to their channel. If you're interested in graphic design or progressing your freelance business further, they are specialists in what they talk about. That they know more than me, obviously. They do a live stream every now and again. I want to say every week, because since I've been watching them, there has been every week, but I'm not sure how long they're going to keep that up for, because I know the entire studio is changing around and they're very busy and things like that. But yeah, I'm going to leave a link in the description so you can find them. I also asked on the chat while they were live streaming, would Chris adopt me? And do you want to know the reply I got? So it doesn't look like I'm going to see Chris anytime soon. But on that subject of going to see Chris, this sounds really creepy. That's kind of just went from like a design talk to like how to stalk someone. They're doing a thing on the Future's Instagram page. It's called Fly Me to the Future. Essentially, you take a selfie yourself, a really creative one if you can. It's just bonus points. And you hashtag Fly Me to the Future. There's no E at the end of it, just in case you make a spelling mistake, because they won't search that. And the winner gets to fly out, spend the day with Chris Do and the team. I'm entering it myself. If I've uploaded the photo by now, it'll probably be in the description to my Instagram where you can see it. I think that's going to be it for my first video. I hope this was kind of alright. I've took inspiration from a couple of YouTubers with lighting, things like that. Got me little red LED lights and weird mouse. It's really starting to look like Amsterdam in this place. Anyway guys, that's the end of my first segment of this thing. I'm going to be talking about it quite a lot, and I'm doing videos with other YouTubers and collaborations about their opinions. Thanks for watching guys. I really, really appreciate you stopping by today. If you did like what you see, you can always leave a comment below if there's any questions that I'll include for the next video. My social links will always be in the description as well. You can like the video if you liked it. If you don't, just, you know, click off. And subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you in advance guys, and I'll see you next time.